Good morning, Steve Zonato here with Treviso Realty. Happy Monday morning. Inventory's dropping so nicely down here in Southwest Florida. Loving it. We're going to get this sucker down to 10,000, and you're going to see some real disaster out here with bidding wars and prices appreciation. This is obviously giving me the push to start building again. We sold our property. We closed August 27th, and again, we're going to deploy that cash. We're going to start building again, which is exciting. That's obviously my goal, my dreams is to build out a beautiful development company, and looks like we're falling into territory. So we're at 14,819 units, 602 closed transactions the last 7 days, which is awesome. Bring that off to a sterile 489 listings available with 22 closed transactions the last 7 days. Again, everything is moving in the right direction. The energy is here in Southwest Florida, folks. I love it. Look at this great article that just came out in Gulf Shore magazine, or Gulf Shore Business. I register with them. It's a lot of great information coming out of Southwest Florida. Look at this. So now we have the top 50 master plan communities and what's selling currently right now all across the nation. So if you kind of look at right now in Southwest Florida, or not Southwest, just Florida as a whole. So there's out of 50 communities, 20 is in Texas, 16 in Florida, and then if you kind of look at the rest, 4 in Arizona, 4 in South Carolina, 3 in Nevada, California gets 1, Hawaii gets 1, and Utah gets 1. So again, if you kind of look at it, the proportion is all into these heavily Republican states like Texas and Florida. And then if you look at how many sales actually, what happens is majority of them are all in Florida. So 8,067 sales are all in Florida, these master plan communities, and then Texas falls to second rather, at 5,700 units, and then Nevada and South Carolina, Arizona, California, and so on. Right now, Florida communities account for 44% of all home sales among the nation's 20 master plan developments, which is pretty awesome. This is what we, again, banking on Florida based on the movement, all these different states that are moving into, states of America that are moving into Florida, different portions of it. We made the list there as well, the top 50. It was more Babcock Ranch and Ave Maria. Those are really huge master plan communities. And again, our other communities didn't fall on the top 50, which is okay. A lot of them are East Coast, Central Florida, even North Florida, and then we get a few here, Babcock and Ave Maria. At least we made the list, which is great. So again, everything's looking fantastic here in Southwest Florida. Hopefully this war with Iran gets wrapped up faster than it should, or faster, hopefully, gets it wrapped up, and we can kind of get back to business here with the bond, the 10-year yield getting down again, and then obviously affecting interest rates, and then even more of a fury. But again, Lennar right now in an ARM is offering 4.75%, which is fantastic. This is why a lot of resale properties can't compete against the new construction based on that, where, again, we just did a deal. They've offered my client 4.75% on an ARM. So that's adjustable rate mortgage, which at some point it'll go up depending if it's a 5 to 6 year structure, or 7-year structure rather. But it is what it is at 4.75. That's great rates in today's market. So, and again, that's a primary residence. If you switch that over to a secondary, you're going to add a 1% to that, a 1 point rather. So you'll be at like a 5.75. So still under the 6% mark, which is great. Again, once this war wraps up, we'll get back to business here. And supposedly I read something over the weekend that there's, again, some negotiations that are taking place. I know the U.S. is bombing them pretty hard right now. And again, it's going to put the country on its knees. So hopefully they get to some agreement, and then ultimately we get back to business. But that's it for today, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.